Well, thank you, Maureen, and good afternoon, and thanks to all of you for coming today for our department's kickoff event for International Education Week. As we get started, I want to thank Maureen and her team for their extraordinary work on international affairs here at the department and for helping pull together this event and for the week's activities. I want to thank our panelists who are going to follow me. I would also like to welcome Tony Jackson, Vice President of Education at the Asia Society, and his colleague, the Society's Assistant Director, Heather Singmaster. Together with their colleague from the Longview Foundation, Jennifer Manise, they're the driving force behind the mapping project that you'll hear about today. And we're so glad to have Caroline McCullen, the Director of Education Initiatives at the SAS Institute, on our panel as well. Her team helped to bring this map to life online. Now, my whole team and I are proud to join our State Department colleagues in hosting what's become an important annual tradition. Each November since the year 2000, International Education Week has served to call attention to a critically important issue. On an almost daily basis, events and challenges around the world affect and involve all of us. In our global community, learning matters, and that's our theme this year. Just this week, we've seen the devastating impact of the typhoon on the Philippines. Across this country, Filipino Americans and their neighbors united to show support for the men and women and children in the region who are struggling with such an incomprehensible loss. The U.S. and other countries have mobilized to provide aid and shelter and medical supplies. Also this week, for the first time in Olympic history, the crew of the International Space Station actually carried the Olympic torch on their spacewalk. And 2 weeks ago, Maureen and I and our team visited Haiti at the invitation of the Minister of Education, Minister Pierre. As Haiti continues working to rebuild its infrastructure and economy, education is a top priority for the Haitian government and for the Haitian people. I felt that demand, that hunger for education everywhere that we went. I saw it in the eyes of children who were so eager for the opportunity to attend school. I met 16-year-olds who were thrilled to be back in school in the second grade. I visited a 7th grade classroom that had 110 children in that one classroom. But I can tell you, when the teacher there spoke, you could hear a pin drop. And I was reminded that for those children, and for students like them in classrooms all across the globe, education is about as important to their development and their future success as is food and water and air. It is the way to escape poverty and have a better life. Together, we need to make sure that they get that education that they so desperately need and deserve. And we need to encourage that same understanding in every classroom right here in the United States. Clearly, these are complex, fast-changing times. Part of America's genius through the years, and one of the factors that's kept us so strong as a global leader, is our ability to keep pace with change and even to stay ahead of it. Here's how my friend Thomas Friedman, the author and New York Times columnist, and one of the smartest thinkers on the profound impact of globalization, explains it. He says so many of the jobs that we're trying to prepare our students for today don't even exist yet, and that many of the jobs of the future will be ones that young people themselves help to create, help to invent. And he's also pointed out the one key to this nation's success is that we've always educated our people up to and beyond whatever skills the current technology is required. So back in the 19th century, that meant universal primary school for our nation's children. In the 20th century, it meant universal secondary school. And in the 21st century, in the digital age, it means universal post-secondary education in some form, whether that be a technical certificate, a 2-year degree, a 4-year degree, or education beyond that. And life in the 21st century doesn't just mean navigating the digital age. It means adapting to the most hyper-connected, interdependent world that we have ever seen. Today, a nation's prosperity depends on its people's ability to thrive in a globally competitive marketplace. This is true for the U.S. and for all of our neighbors across the globe. What's more, in a nation as diverse as ours, the ability to interact comfortably and confidently with people of all backgrounds and all points of view is absolutely critical. And that makes it that much more important that we provide all students with access to a well-rounded, world-class education, including opportunities to gain global competencies and world language skills, and to understand other cultures, and to study abroad. President Obama and I clearly understand that we live in an age where jobs know no borders and where education is literally the new currency. These new realities have helped shape our federal education agenda. We're working to ensure that all students are academically prepared, globally competent, and internationally successful. We want to give every child from every background a great start in life by making high-quality preschool available to all. We must close what I call the opportunity gap. We're encouraging great teaching at every level and helping to shape the next generation of strong teachers and fantastic school leaders. And we're supporting states and local communities in the courageous work of raising standards and helping students to meet those higher demands. And we're working to ensure that more students can afford and complete college. We want to again lead the world in college graduation rates. Our team worked hard to develop the department's first fully articulated international strategy, and it's called Succeeding Globally Through International Education and Engagement. With goals and activities that run through 2016, it is designed to strengthen U.S. education and achieve important international priorities. Clearly, one aim is ensuring that our workforce and our country have what it takes to lead in the new economy. Transglobal communication and commerce are a growing part of the daily work in large and small businesses all across the country. But right now, far too many companies struggle to find employees with the right global skills, from cultural awareness to fluency in world languages. We need to close that skills gap to reach our full productivity. We must challenge ourselves to do a much better job of filling these high-wage, high-skill jobs. And to keep America safe, partner effectively with our allies, and collaborate with other nations in solving global challenges, we need professionals with both cultural knowledge and language skills that cover all parts of the globe. And that's why our department is providing funds to help more students and educators to gain the global competencies through programs like Title VI and Fulbright-Hays. These programs also help America's higher education institutions, including community colleges, to build the nation's capacity in foreign languages and international studies. But we need to start thinking even more broadly than those students who go to work in key fields like national security, diplomacy, and global commerce. We need to give all students the kind of well-rounded education that equips them with an understanding and openness to the world and rich experiences with other cultures and languages. These 21st century skills are just as important to help preserve a rich, multicultural society and a thriving democracy right here at home. Today, you're about to see a new tool that highlights these facts in a powerful, visual way. Today marks the launch of an interactive online map that helps us to think about America's deep ties to the world beyond our borders, that underscores the need for international education and world languages, and that can help us chart state and local progress in preparing a globally competent workforce. This first ever nationwide map shows the ways that every U.S. state and county is connected to the rest of the world in everything from community demographics to business relationships. It pulls from a wide range of data sources, links economic statistics with educational and demographic indicators, and lets users compare information within states and across both states and regions. And I believe tools like this one will help us all to better understand the current and growing demand for globally competent workers. And this map can go beyond just a snapshot of our current state. It can also help us to plan and, very importantly, to improve. This type of information can help inform both education reform and workforce development strategies in our states and communities in ways that grow the pool of available talent to better meet the unmet needs today that employers have. Now I'll leave it to our speakers and panel to describe how this project evolved, as well as which indicators the map highlights, what data sources it draws on, and what new features they might add in future versions. But it's a fantastic start. I believe this tool can help us to think differently in areas ranging from education and economic development policies to teacher professional development priorities and to K-12 and post-secondary course offerings. Making this information widely available is just the first step. The next step is for leaders from a wide range of sectors to examine, analyze, and to use this data. Understanding without action is frankly insufficient. I believe this map can help spark important conversations and challenge partners to work more effectively together to build a strong pipeline of globally competent citizens. So again, I want to thank the extraordinary group of partners here, the Asia Society, the Longview Foundation, and SAS for their leadership and for collaborating on creating this promising new resource. I know that an incredible amount of research and creativity went into developing this map, and I know you'll continue to refine it as new data and new uses emerge. And I also want to welcome all of our panelists and thank them for sharing their perspectives on how the map can inform and advance their efforts at the national, state, and local levels. There's so much that we can and must accomplish as Americans and as citizens of an increasingly interdependent world. And I'm optimistic that we can make this century the most innovative, collaborative, and productive one yet. We have incredible opportunities to move our nation and humanity forward. And we have access, obviously, to unprecedented technology. But for the nations of the world to master our challenges and maximize our opportunities, we need to focus like never before on unleashing all of humanity's vast potential through the equalizing, life-transforming power of a great, great education. We need to understand each other more fully, communicate more clearly, and cooperate more closely than ever before. International Education Week is a wonderful occasion to celebrate these connections and opportunities with partners here in the U.S. and obviously across the globe. And this new map is a great example of the types of tools and resources that will help us equip our students with the 21st century skills they need to succeed in the world today and tomorrow. Thank you so much. Thanks to our panelists for coming today, and I hope all of you have a great International Education Week. Thank you.